Hello, hello, hello. Welcome, welcome, welcome. Come in, come in, come in. This is Tamika's Den. I am Tamika. Get on in here, y'all. Get on in here. Kick off your shoes and relax your feet. You are now in the den. Guys, we are here. We are gathered again today, all right, to talk about Love After Lockup. This is my review for Love After Lockup. Weddings at release, child. Okay, married at release. All right, we out here getting married in these streets. Season 4, episode 13. Gabby decides that she gonna hurry up and jump out and rush to marry Chris, even though she want this big elaborate wedding. But she wants Chris to be able to be paroled to her house even more, and so that's what she gonna do. Okay, girl, child, y'all. Lord of mercy, okay? Monique is spending tens of thousands of dollars. She done laid out $5,000 on some clothes for him to have when he come out of jail, even though she ain't buy her nephew nothing just last week for his birthday. Make it make sense, okay? Make it make sense. The only ones I'm rooting for is Justin and Michael. So far, so good. I'm liking what I'm seeing. Moving on from that, we have Ashley. Ashley, if you cry one more time, girl, every time we see Ashley, every time the camera's pointed on at her, Ashley is crying and 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 crying. Girl. Aries, we got another rapper up here. Aries want a rapper, okay, child? Let's go ahead and get into this episode. Take it from the top, running back. Y'all know how we do. Let's get into it. So, child, we with Gabby and them. We picked up right where we left off. She over here going up to the damn cop car talking about, are you the police? You know, I'm trying to get my boyfriend's mama and sister out of my car. He basically told her to call 911, which was so really realistic because, of course, he wasn't trying to get up out that car and get involved into that nonsense she was talking about. And so she was like, okay, but now when it's time to actually call them, she talking about, oh, well, I don't really like the police, so I don't want to call them. I said, girl, what? Okay, so in the meantime, you know, she's still arguing back and forth and yelling and screaming how they not going to disrespect her and they not going to be in her car and they ain't going to tell her what to do and you hoo-hoo, boo-hoo-hoo, you know, tell them to get out of my car. I don't want to be bothered with them. And they saying how she act like a big baby. You know, she's carrying on. They not getting out. Of course, we know that the sister was getting out and saying that she was about to slap her. She's coming up to her like, what's the problem? And Gabby is basically like, the problem is I kept telling you that I was ready and that he was waiting and that we was going to end up getting there late. And y'all was over here talking about y'all not ready to leave. And his sister was saying to her, well, I'm grown, so you're not going to give me no type of instructions. I'm grown and my mother's grown. And she's like, I'm grown too. So then they was having just a battle of who's grown, okay, and keep saying that they are both grown back and forth to each other or whatever. And, you know, at one point, Chris called her, then called them, and they was like, yo, tell her that, you know, we trying to get there to you. And he calls her back and all of that. And then finally she gets in the car and ends up driving them there anyway because she was trying to say that she was going to make them take, you know, a Uber there or whatever. And they was like, no, we going to ride with you in this car. Of course, the sister's attitude is Chris money paid for the car, so therefore she don't have to get out. So in the process of that, you know, they are on their way there and he's actually already out waiting by the Greyhound and he calls her. So then she trying to speed up even faster. Her behind was actually about to miss the daggone off ramp if the sister didn't say something. And they get there to him and she's like, well, I'm going to hug him first. Nobody's not going to hug him before me. I said, Gabby, did you really put the child lock on so his mama couldn't get out the car? You know, she go flying out the car as soon as she see him, jump into his arms, jumping up in the air, hugging him or whatever. And he's saying how, you know, he just got out the box and he was like, he actually has spent up to 270 days, okay, in the damn solitary. I said, damn, that's a lot, honey. Anybody that spends 270 days in solitary, yeah, you gonna come out with a whole bunch of issues. I would think you would need some type of damn, you know, counseling after that. And so, of course, they trying to get their hugs in. You know, the sister had to open up the door for mama and they trying to get pictures. But she's like, oh, I don't want to take no pictures with the way I'm looking. And he is also saying that, you know, he want to clean up and change his clothes. So he go ahead in the damn bathroom, and she over here trying to run in there and go in the bathroom with him, and we see him both their feet at the bottom, and then the security guard is like, no, 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 okay, we don't play that here. Y'all gonna have to get on up out of here with that, right? And so she's talking about, oh, I may have fell and been looking for something for a minute, that I was having a hard time finding. So when they come out, they basically both, I guess, have changed and freshened up, and she was already saying, like, the officianary's here, so we gonna go ahead and get married. So they literally walk over, I don't know if it was across the street or down the block, whatever, and start getting married. And the sister and the mother at first was just standing down the block going, should we go over there? I don't know. They didn't invite us over there, and I don't know what they doing over there. I don't understand what's going on, and are we going to still be able to, get something to eat? They don't even give a damn what they doing. And he basically says how it disappointed him that they didn't come over. And then Gabby was saying, like, of course, this is not her dream wedding. This is not what she would have wanted. She would have preferred to get like this big elaborate wedding on a beach or whatever. But because of the whole parole situation and the fact that she wants him to be paroled to her house, this, of course, is why they're going ahead and doing it there. So I said, okay, girl. And in the meantime, his family is in the car going back and forth, and we're seeing them saying, this ain't gonna last. This ain't gonna last. She gonna be gone in a minute. It won't even last 2 weeks. Do she think she gonna be able to handle this? Of course, even previous to this, when they was doing all the arguing back and forth, they was already saying that. And the mother was starting to get upset and say, you're gonna make it where he has to choose between her and family or whatever, right? And the sister had came on her face like, well, you want to call him your supposed husband and your alleged husband. If this is your husband, then you need to hurry up and get him. So now they made it official, okay? And I remember that last week his family was trying to say, oh, she's going to be pissed because she don't even know. Like, wait till she find out about him being, paroled to them. And so I guess they going to be in their feelings, and this is going to be a whole nother argument. Plus, right now, their stomachs is growling. They don't even care about the fact that they done got married. They are just worried about going to get the food. They said all their vows, and of course, the person that was marrying them was like, if anybody object, but they ain't even bother getting out the car, so there was no objection. So it definitely went through. And he just was saying that it would have been nice to have them be the witnesses and support and be there for them or whatever. But they's married now, okay? Moving on from them, we basically have Miss Monique, child. Okay, now her boo is getting out or whatever, right? Derek, and she over here showing a picture talking about he drew a picture of the, penis. I didn't see anything on the paper. I don't know if it's because it was too late or whatever. But she was like, hopefully, her expectations, this is what she will be expecting to see when they get together in real life and it's time for them to spend the night, okay? And so she basically was saying they never spent no, physical time together or whatever, right? And, she was saying that all his belongings is in a box or whatever that she was carrying. And, her sister was picking her up to take her to go to be able to meet up with him. And she was like, all of this is for him. And what is these cameras? Child, Monique over here talking about she about to put these cameras up in grandma's house. She gonna spread them all around wherever she could hide them to watch them. I said, nope, this relationship is doomed. This relationship is not gonna last. It's not gonna work. It's not gonna go nowhere. Because if you over here talking about, even her sister who doesn't seem to like him because he seems to have an issue with her, which we'll get to in a minute. Even she was like, now you're being ridiculous. You're going a little too far with this. And she talking about, no, I'm not. It's fine. Okay. And so basically, while they're riding in the car to go, of course he calls, right? And she was saying that, now, mind you, Monique is saying she don't have no trust issues or whatever, right? She do trust him, but if it is anything that just so happens to come up, then he would be in trouble and their relationship would be over. And while they're riding there, she's saying that the plan is for her to go see him first. She feels like she's the one that's been holding him down. The family can wait, okay? She's heard of them, but, and knows of them, but she hasn't met them yet, and that she would be picking him up and taking him to the salon first, and then the family would be meeting her, them there. And so, of course, he calls on the phone, And her sister was saying, like, because she was like, oh, you don't got nothing to say to him and you don't want to tell him how happy and excited you are that he's getting out. And I'm like, girl, why are you putting it on her when you be talking to him and telling him yourself how excited you are and that you're on your way? So nonetheless, she's like, well, he don't like me. And he's like, no, I've never said that. That's not true. And she was like, yes, it is. You was complaining every time she was going out somewhere and saying that I go out too much, so therefore you don't want her to hang with me. And he was like, no, I just said she was going out every minute. She was like, nah, you even had issues when it was the store. No matter what it was, you was complaining. I said, another red flag, okay? And so basically they start to argue back and forth, and she's like, all right, both of y'all chill. And she's basically telling her sister, like, all right, stop being nasty and rude. And she's like, no, he's nasty and rude, so I'm gonna give him the energy that he giving me. I agree, honey, okay? Now, when they get settled in the damn hotel, bringing all this stuff in that she done got, come to find out, she got $1,100 jeans there. I said, what? You could have bought him some sweats and a t-shirt, girl. What? And even the sweat she had was $700. She talking about that she has spent over $10,000 on him, but spent $5,000 for this little shopping spree that she just went on. And the sister was like, she never buys me anything like this. And not only that, she ain't even get her damn nephew nothing for his birthday just last week. I said, come on now, Monique. We got to do better than that, girl. Okay, I'm rooting for you, but we got to do better than that. You playing yourself. Next thing you know, she whipping out a phone so that she could activate that and put a tracking thing on it. And again, her sister's telling her, like, you doing too much, I think that's going to be an issue. You don't see a problem with that. Like, you're over here, tracking him and all this different stuff. Then obviously we got some trust issues going on. But of course, she keeps wanting to say she don't. All right. And then she's saying that if he's talking to any woman, it's going to be a problem or whatever, right? And they have to be up 4 a.m. to pick him up. So she like, we going to have to go ahead and get some rest. We need to get sleep so we don't be tired in the morning. And I said, her sister better than me, honey, because I would have not came, picked you up and drove you all the way there. For you to be nasty to me or have your man be nasty to me and then getting up 4 o'clock in the morning to go see him, he ain't my damn man, all right? But anyway, moving right along. They go ahead and get up and get ready. She telling her how she look cute and all of that. And she's noticing that it's almost 7 and she's like, he hasn't called. That's real strange. That's starting to make her worry and get anxiety. She was like, last time I spoke to him is when he said he was going to go ahead and get in contact with his family. So right there, that's another red flag for me. I said, girl, that family about to be right there. She talking about they was going to meet her later at the salon. So, of course, when she mentions him, then all of a sudden he's calling on the phone and he talking about something. He woke up late, where they at now, when he was saying that he tried to call his family, but he didn't get no answer. I said, bull crap. And then I'm like, how you waking up late the day you getting out? Huh? Like, honey, we gonna be up real early and trying to rush to get the hell up out of there as soon as we can. So they noticing as they pulling up because they like, oh, we there now. And he was like, okay, I'm gonna see you in a minute. While they standing out there waiting, this white truck is literally going back and forth up and down the damn road, doing a U-turn, basically going in circles, going back and forth. So they like, what is this? Okay. And she's basically saying that if there's another woman there, she gonna be beating his ass. I said, not beating his ass, girl, then you gonna end up in jail, but I like the fact that she did say she would be getting on his ass and not that she would be trying to get on, whoever the female is. So, we shall see. Now, moving on from that, we had Justin and Michael. And I actually loved, like I said, the flow that they have going on so far, at least, right? Her son came in from school and he just was like so happy and giving him a big hug, asking him how his day is. They had ordered pizza and the son was like, oh, well, we can't eat on the couch, right? That rule got to be from everybody. It can't just be from some. Rules are rules. And so he was like, okay, well, I'm going to go sit and eat at the table. And, he was just saying he loved her kids and he loved all kids. He just loved kids in general. And so he was asking him, is he ready for a bigger family? Because now his kids is going to be there too. Are you ready to have more brothers and sisters? And he's telling him, He was like, you sure? You don't sound, too sure about that. And every so often, Justine's son was just like, Mommy, I love you. And come here, Mommy, give me a hug. You didn't give me a hug today. So she was saying that he's being territorial. He's not used to nobody else being around. It's understandable. It's going to take time. She was like, not only does Michael have to win her trust, but he also has to win her child's trust, which is very true. And she was saying, of course, that she had, was it 2 marriages or 2? I can't remember if it was 1 or 2, but nonetheless, she had 2 previous relationships. Neither one of the kids' fathers are really there, with them on that level. And so he would be stepping in to fill that role. And she also mentioned that they're going to go ahead and go to a hotel because she was saying they didn't ever get it in, okay? They didn't even have sex when they got in that shower. Michael was talking about he wanted to wait. I said, excuse me, Michael, you wanted to wait? Really? Okay. So, when her second son, the smallest, the baby, gets off the school bus, that really was just so adorable. He came outside to meet him, the little boy jumping up in his arms, just giving him the biggest hug. And then he's like, come on, let's get in before you get sick, because she and him out there with hoodies on, and the little boy didn't have nothing on his arm. So I don't know if it was like warmer in the day when he first left to go or whatever, but I loved that interaction with them. So then she's explaining to them, like, we're going to go ahead to the hotel tonight. Of course, they like, well, why? And they was like, we want to have a little alone time, because I don't blame them. Them bedrooms did look really close together. So they was saying they was going to leave them there at the house, and they was going to go ahead and, be at the hotel. Then that next day they would be picking up his kids and, spending time with them, and they would all get, time to spend together. So I said, okay, that's cute. So basically, he was saying that he wanted to wait to make it feel more special, right? And have them be able to consummate their marriage, all right? I said, okay, Michael, I see you all being romantic and sensitive, okay? So, in the meantime, though, when they finally leave it and they ride in the car, he over here talking about, you ready for me to bust that ass open? And she was like, yes, all the way open, wide open. I said, okay, I see, I hear y'all, I ain't mad at it, all right? So he does admit, that he's a little nervous, which is understandable because he haven't been with somebody in a long time. And then when they get there, they all into when they kiss. And I said, okay, are y'all going to keep the damn cameras here? Like, move, get out of here. Because they was, really getting intimate and getting it in. And she even had to tell him, can you slow down? She was like, shoot, you done made me wait all this time. Now y'all behind going to wait for a minute because I'm going to go and change. And so she walked out or whatever, and he just still was saying how it was really tough, of course, being locked up, and that he is so grateful. And so, she come back to the damn door and got the wedding veil on, and it was this pinkish, reddish type of robe on or whatever, and was telling him, basically she ready for him. And I was like, okay, we TV, get out. I mean, I would like to see it, but let them have their privacy and enjoy themselves, okay? So moving on from there, we then got Ashley and Travis. Child, Ashley, baby, this lady cried every damn 10 seconds, that every 10 minutes, 10 seconds, 5 minutes, every time she talking to somebody, every time she talking to the camera, she's crying. So we see that it's 3 days to his release, right? And he's calling her, and she's like, he's always calling me when I'm busy, right? So she's about to go do work and pick up some jewelry. Apparently, this is a spot that she goes to on a regular. Now, she's also saying to Travis, oh, you're going to be joining in with this. You're going to be coming to work from, with me. This is so exciting because we're going to be working together. I said, okay, Ashley, wait a minute now. So you're telling me that somebody that's just getting out of jail from doing robberies, I understand you trying to give him a chance. You trying to trust him. Maybe he would go off and just try to find him, a good little job that could give him some little change or whatever. But for you to jump in it and say that he's going to be working with you with the jewelry, I'm sorry, I must have missed that last week. I think you're doing too much with that part, girl, because I was wondering why she was so hyperventilating and talking about people going to be judging and all of that. And I'm like, slow down. But nonetheless, she go in the store or whatever, and she asking him if she could call him back, and she's telling the workers at the store, because they was like, yeah, we love when she come in. She spent at least 20, 20,000 to 30,000 a month. So of course they love that. You know, they saying she's a good customer, great to work with and all of that. So she's telling them, you know, I want to be honest with y'all. I want to let y'all know what's going on, because this is somebody that's going to be, you know, coming home to me, that I'm going to be with, that's going to be working with me. And they like, okay. She was like, you know, he went to jail. They like, okay. And she's like, you know, yeah, it wasn't no murder or, you know, child molestations or rapes or anything like that or whatever. He just robbed a bank. It was the way she said it. And mind you, at this point, of course, she has started crying again and was like, I'm so emotional and I'm sorry for crying or whatever, but I know a lot of people are going to judge and look funny. And so they're like, well, you trust him, right? If you trust him, you know, we trust him. But of course, they are giving her that look like she got 3 damn heads, and they are saying that they never heard of anything like this before or been in this position, because she actually was asking her, like, well, were y'all together previous, you know, to this? Did you know him? Because she was saying how he had been locked up for 13 years. You know, she gave them the full breakdown. And she's like, no, she only knew him like these last 4. She met him while he in there. So they was like, okay, interesting, child. So, you know, it's to the point where she actually has a fear that she could face, you know, possibly lose clientele by telling them. And she's telling them to keep it quiet and don't tell nobody else, because she don't know how they will react. I doubt very much them people going to keep it quiet, but we shall see. Now, in the meantime, you know, she's now getting ready to go to the airport, super excited, you know, nerves all over the place and all of that. Of course, he calls her again and she's like, I'm on my way to the airport. She asking him what time he gonna be getting out, and he's saying he should be getting out around 9. And she was like, you know, they've been together 4 years, counting this down every single day, getting ready for this day that he was gonna get out. So now when she gets to, you know, on the flight and gets there, they done lost her damn bag. So of course she about to have another day breakdown. She like, this gotta be a joke. Y'all joking with me, right? And you couldn't hear and see everything because they was kind of blaring it out and distorting the damn sound. But the gist of what I got from it was that some kind of way her bag was taken off and needed to be put on another flight. One point they were saying it was going to come the next day, like at 6. And then she was like, well, is there a way that it could get here tonight? And they said something about 11:30. So she was like, you know, they was also saying she had to file a bag claim. And she was like, I'm trying my best to stay calm, but some of the papers and different things that I need is actually in the bag. That was a little weird to me, because I would have thought you would have had those things on your person and then you would have sent the bag. But, you know, nonetheless, whatever. So he was like, that's understandable, and that they was going to do what they, you know, could do. So when she got to the hotel, she liked how it was looking. She was saying it was cute. She was saying he was going to love this. And then it was like this ball thing that was on top of the light, you know, the light bulb or whatever, like a fixture. And she over here talking about, oh, I thought I was going to be able to rub it and see my future. And she's saying, what? Oh, yeah, we going to be married, you know, forever. Thank you. So I'm like, okay, girl. So, of course, now she gets up and she's ready to go pick him up and excited or whatever. And they tell her when she gets there, she got about a 30-minute wait. You know, she's saying her biggest fear is that he's not going to back up his promises, in which his promises is supposed to be to marry her, okay, work with her at this damn job, and for them to become a dynamic duo. So then she starts crying again, okay? And then when he finally is walking out, she's like, oh, I think that's him. Like, Harry, you know, super excited, whatever. Of course, they hugging and kissing, and she done bought him, you know, another damn ring, talking about the ring he had on was too big, and he's saying this new one she brung him is too small and is real tight, and he can't get it off his finger. And she was like, oh, well, that's a good thing. That's what we want, okay? And he just was basically saying that right now it was like shell shock, you know, with him being out and trying to take everything in. And he was saying he first got in trouble when he was 18. And from 18 till now, he's had about 5 arrests. So he basically was saying that it was DWI, forgery, grand theft, highway robbery, and bank robbery. I said, girl, run. Girl, run. I mean, he was sounding nice. And he was saying the right things, honey. He over here talking about how they need to move into this house together. They got to get a new house. He don't want to live in the house that she already had, okay? He want them to have a brand new house. He want, you know, to come in with her on this business and them to venture and take off together or whatever and build together and all that sound nice, but I gotta see it, honey, and I would be taking some real slow baby steps. That's the only advice that I could give her. Now moving on to Aris and Cameron, child. I said, what is this? Why are we seeing a music video? Immediately we start to see this music video as we are seeing her and her daughter shopping. And she's saying how she don't play about her daughter and or her man, okay? When it comes to her family, she will cut your damn head off. But other than that, she's crazy cool. And the next thing you know, we start seeing a damn music video on the damn screen. And she over here talking about he's a famous rapper. I said, girl, ain't nobody heard of him, okay? So cut it out. He ain't damn famous, all right? But she was like, he's a nerd, just like her. And she was like, he's this rapper. And she saw his video on YouTube and she went and slid in his DM on his Facebook because he just turned her on and he was so sexy and, all this and that. And she needs him to be there for her daughter. I said, see that part right there? I don't like. That's where you lose me at. She done spent, what did she say she spent on him so far? A couple of thousand. I can't remember. I think it was around like 10,000-20,000. So she another one that's spending up this money. But yet when the total came up to $221, because she in here buying damn plants and stuff, talking about this gonna be his plan to take to the halfway house. And she telling the guy he could care less. He just want her to go ahead and make this purchase. Her daughter over here naming the plant Aries Jr., whatever her name is, right? And she said, oh, if you name her, the plant that, then that's going to be his reminder and he wouldn't go and be sleeping with somebody else. I said, child, is that what we really teaching our daughter? This one y'all tick me off when y'all start involving y'all kids into this nonsense. But nonetheless, she actually says that dating on the outside is very difficult. I said, okay, I could agree with that. But then she lost me 2 seconds later because she was like, all they want to do is hump around on you every minute. And she was like, at least with ones that's inside, it be conversation, and everything ain't got to be all about being intimate. You want to know a person and get, talk to them. Now, I agree with that part, honey. But you don't think when he coming out of jail, he going to want some? Okay. So she's like, well, she gets there and she's waiting for him at this point. And she's like, if something happened and they holding him out and he not, they not let him out, she wouldn't know anything. It wouldn't be anywhere for her to know. She just would actually still be standing there waiting on him. But then he finally does start walking out. And she's like, oh my God, is that him? Like, oh God, you look horrible. I'm going to have to fix you up, right? And when we meet him, he's basically saying, child, he was over here flying back and forth, apparently, from Cali to Ohio. Now, when you saying that and you saying they smell something in your bag because you didn't wrap it right, I'm thinking it's a little something. No, he talking about when his flight landed, they were surrounded and he had 30 pounds of marijuana. I said, okay, that's a different damn, ball game. 30 damn pounds? Child. So at this point, he was caught. He talking about he tried to run. It ain't funny, but he tried to run and they tasered him. And basically, he just been locked up ever since then. So he was saying that, she gonna look better when he's sitting on her face. He kept bringing that up. He must have talked about her sitting on his face about 5 different times. And she gonna be like, you don't got nothing else to say besides that nasty shit. So it made me think about what she was saying as far as when guys is out, they be wanting to get it because, girl, what did you think? So, of course, she's another one that bought him these clothes or whatever and want him to change. Now, they don't go to a restroom. They don't go to a damn gas station, child. They stop right on the middle of the road and change it in the street. I said, why? I said, can't you change back at the halfway house? Can't y'all stop at a hotel? Like I said, couldn't y'all stop at a restaurant? At least Gabby and them went in the damn bathroom. I said, really? That's what we gonna do on the side of the road? Then come to find out the damn plant died. Okay, all that money you spending up in here, and you had the nerve to leave it in the damn car and let it freeze to death. And he was like, so you really want me to get a damn dog when you can't even take care of a plant? I said, what is happening here? And they proceed to leave, and she's like, okay, well, just sit the plant out here with all the rest of this, which was basically, the clothes he had on and the sneakers he had on and everything. So y'all out here literal in two, okay? And left everything on the side of the damn road and, driving off. And I said, child, Is that really what we doing? I guess so, y'all. So what do y'all think about these new couples? What do y'all think is going to be happening with these new couples? Who do y'all think is going to make it? Who do y'all think is going to be breaking up 2 seconds later? Of course, we already know about damn Gabby and Chris. And another thing, Chris came out of there looking like, I said, Gabby, that's what you chasing after? I'm just saying. All right. But anyway, y'all, who y'all think, is making it? Who y'all think not making it? Who do you think, for me, it's Justin and Michael. At least they seem to be the most sensible ones and the most probably likely that would make it. If I left anything out, put it in the comments. We will go ahead and discuss it there. I'm feeling kind of tired tonight, to keep it real with y'all. So, yeah, that's all I got, y'all. Make sure you like, comment, share, subscribe. Give me a wave. Let me know you came by. Put some flames up in the sky. Till next time, y'all.